Hello everyone, welcome back to online class. I am Akka Mahadevi from Upper Public School, Kalaburgi. So today I am here with an interesting chapter. So before starting this chapter, let us conduct one small activity, okay? So for this activity, what are the things we need? Like we need one beaker, we need some water, and we need one empty water bottle. Okay, so let us start this activity. Okay, so first take an empty open bottle. Okay, so first what you should take, you should take one empty open bottle. Okay, dip the open mouth of the bottle into the bucket. So just you try to dip the open mouth of the bottle into the bucket filled with water, as you can see in the image. Okay, so observe the bottle. Does water enter the bottle? So when you dip the water bottle inside the water, does the water enter the bottle? No, isn't it? Now tilt the bottle slightly. Okay, so just you tilt the bottle slightly. Now does the water enter the bottle? Do you see bubbles coming out of the bottle or hear any bubbly sound? Can you guess what is in the bottle? Can you guess what is there in the bottle? Yes, you are right. It is air that is present in the bottle. Okay, the bottle is not empty at all. Okay, in fact, it is filled completely with water. So today, let us discuss about the chapter that is air around us. Okay, 15th chapter, that is air around us. So as we all know that air is everywhere, isn't it? Now at present in this room, there is air, isn't it? So air is everywhere, but we cannot see it, isn't it? Can we feel? Yes. So let us see the introduction part of the air, okay? So here, air, as we all know that it is present all around us, okay? However, we cannot see it. Can we see? Can we see the air? No, we cannot see it, and we can only feel its presence. Okay, we cannot see the air, but we can feel its presence. Okay, air has no color, isn't it? Air will have no color and no one can see through it. Like air is not having any color, so there will be no color for air, and one can see through it. We can see through it, so that we call as air is a transparent. Okay, so one can see through the air, so that it is a transparent. Okay, air is necessary for the survival of living organisms. Okay, so air is necessary for the survival of living organisms, including, yes, plants, animals, microorganisms. Okay, the absence of air, what happens if the absence of air? Yes, the absence of air can lead their death. So, without air, we cannot survive. Okay, not only we, all the living organisms cannot survive. Okay, so this is about the introduction part of the air. So here is atmosphere. What do you mean by atmosphere? Okay, air is all around us, isn't it? In fact, a thin layer of air surrounds the earth. Okay, this blanket of air is called atmosphere. So here in the picture you can see the layer, the thin layer which is around the earth. So here you can see the thin layer around the earth. This blanket of air is called, yes, atmosphere. So atmosphere extends. So it extends to several hundred kilometers above the Earth's surface, isn't it? As we go up in the atmosphere, the availability of air gradually decreases. That is why mountaineers carries oxygen cylinders with them while climbing high mountains. So you can see in the next image. So see here, so here you can see a man who is climbing a mountain. So he has carried a oxygen cylinder along with him. So why he has carried an oxygen cylinder with him? As he climbed up, there will be a shortage of oxygen. Okay. So for that, they carry a oxygen cylinder along with them. Okay. Yes. So when the air moves very fast, okay, when the air moves very fast, it is called wind. Okay, when the air moves very fast, for that we call as a wind. So when the wind blows it, it moves many things. So what are the things like? Here we can see it pushes a sailboat, isn't it? It makes a kite fly. So like this, many more examples are there where we can see like the wind blows it and where the things will move. Okay. So next, what is air made up of? So now we came to know what is air, isn't it? So now what is air made up of? So air is a mixture of many gases, isn't it? Let us find about some of the major components of this mixture one by one. Okay. So first is water vapor. So as we all know that air contains water vapor. So how we come to know that air contains water vapor? So you can see in the image, there are few wet clothes which will dry after some time. So the water which is present in those wet cloths, where the water goes? Yes, it evaporates. Okay. So the water which is present in the cloths will evaporate. So here the water vapor, like air contains water vapor. Okay. So the droplets of air which are present in the wet cloths which will be contained by air. Okay. So the presence of water vapor in the air is important even for water cycle in nature. Even water vapor, it is also important in the forming a water cycle. So as you can see in the image and even in the previous class in the water chapter, you have learnt about the water cycle, isn't it? How the air takes place here. Okay, this is about the presence of water vapor in the air, which is important for the water cycle in nature. Okay. So next is oxygen. Okay. So the component of air that supports burning is called oxygen. So here, what do you mean by oxygen? The component of air that supports burning is called oxygen. So here, oxygen helps or it supports for burning. So as you can see here the images like the candles are burning and even the burner. So how it is possible? Because of oxygen. So here is one small activity. Okay. So for this activity, we need one glass tumbler, we need one table and two candles. So what says this activity? I will tell you. Okay. So for this activity, we need like two candles. Fix two small candles of the same length on a table. Okay. Light both the candles. Now, cover one of the candle with an inverted glass tumbler as you can see in the image. Okay. So, you should invert a glass tumbler as you can see in the image. Observe both the candles carefully. Okay. So, now you observe both the candles carefully. You must have observed that the candle covered with an inverted tumbler got extinguished. So the candle for which the glass has been inverted will be extinguished after some time, whereas the other candle continue burning. What can be the reason for this? Let me tell you. See, if the glass has been inverted to this candle, there the supply of oxygen will be stopped inside the glass, isn't it? So that this candle will be extinguished. And the other candle which is burning, it is getting sufficient oxygen, isn't it? So for that, it is burning. So this activity shows that how oxygen is important for burning. Okay. So next, oxygen is necessary for the survival of all living beings. Okay, it is required in respiration. So we all need oxygen, isn't it? So we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. Okay, so the percentage of oxygen in the air is about 21%. Okay, so this is about oxygen. So next is nitrogen. Okay, so what do you mean by this? The major part of the air is nitrogen. So the major part of the air is nitrogen. It takes up 4/5 of the space, that is 78% that air fills. Okay, so the nitrogen is more. So here nitrogen does not support burning. Okay, so the nitrogen will not support for burning, but it is an important plant nutrient. Okay, so nitrogen is an important plant nutrient. Okay, so next is carbon dioxide. So here carbon dioxide makes up a small component, very small, that is 0.03, okay, of air around us. So all materials, when they burn, consume oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. So the materials which will burn, so what they consume oxygen and they produce carbon dioxide. Okay, it is also produced along with water vapor during respiration. Okay, it will also produced along with water vapor during respiration. Even plants need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. So as we all know that we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide, and the plants will inhale the carbon dioxide and it release oxygen. Okay. So here you can see carbon dioxide can extinguish fire. So in the image you can see clearly how the carbon dioxide can extinguish fire. So even carbon dioxide, as I said before, like carbon dioxide is used by plants for photosynthesis. So like we release the carbon dioxide, no, that carbon dioxide is used by plants for photosynthesis. So next is dust and smoke. So even air contains dust also, isn't it? So when it will be very wind, like we feel like small dust particles will be on our face, isn't it? So there we come to know that even air contains dust particles. Okay, so even air also contains dust particles. So what about smoke? Yes, I'll tell you. The smoke which is released by vehicles, isn't it? The vehicles will release smoke. Even factories will also release smoke. Even kitchen burning of other materials will also release smoke, isn't it? So it contains harmful gases like oxides of nitrogen, sulfur, carbon, etc. So the smoke is very harmful because it contains very harmful gases like oxides of nitrogen, sulfur, carbon, etc. Okay. So here the smoke, from what the smokes will be released from vehicles, factories, kitchen burnings, isn't it? So this is all about smoke. So even you can see in the factories also. So see, you can see in your mobile screen like on the image, long chimneys of factories takes this smoke away from us but bring it closer to the birds. So you have seen the factories and all. Okay. So whether the factories will be in the city No, they will be outside the city. The reason is that the factories will release smoke which will affect us, isn't it? So that the factories will be outside the city. Okay, we agree, like from the smoke we can be safe, but what about the birds which are very close to the smoke? It will be harmful for the birds, isn't it? Yes. So now here is one more activity to know the presence of dust in air. Okay. So for this activity, we need one torch. Okay. So let me explain this activity. Okay. So first you should find a sunny room. Okay. In your school or it might be your home. Okay. Close all the doors and windows with curtains. Pull it down to make the room dark. So you should keep in your mind that the room should be dark. Okay. Now open the door or a window facing the sun, just a little in such a way that it allows sunlight to enter the room only through a slit. Okay, you should not open fully, just you should make a place to enter the light through that window or it might be door. Okay, look carefully at the incoming beam which comes from that window or it might be the door. Okay, look carefully at the incoming beam of sunlight. Do you see some tiny particles which has been entered from that door? Yes, you will see some tiny particles which has been entered from that hole or from the window or from the door which you have opened. Okay, so those particles are the, yes, what we call for those particles? Yes, they are exactly dust, isn't it? They are the dust which we can see. Okay, fine. So here is composition of air. So as we all know that air is a mixture of 78% nitrogen, okay, 21% oxygen, 1% of carbon dioxide, water, water vapor, few other gases and even dust particles. Okay, let me revise once again. Air is a mixture of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 1% of carbon dioxide, water vapor, few other gases and even dust particles. Okay. So now let us discuss about the availability of oxygen to animals and plants living in water and soil. So as we have discussed just now, the presence of air, isn't it? Air, as I said, like air is everywhere. But now we will see like animals and plants living in the water and soil, how they get the air. Okay. So for this, there is one small activity. Okay. So for this activity, what we need one beaker or you take one steel vessel and pour water. Okay. So this activity show that air dissolved in water. Okay. So we are trying to show this activity to show that air dissolved in water. So for this, take water in a pan. Okay. Take some water in a pan and heat it. Just before it begins to boil, you will notice some bubbles on the inner surface of the pan. So you might have seen this. So small bubbles will be there inside the pan. Okay. So just before it begins to boil, what you will see, you will notice some bubbles on the inner surface of the pan. Okay. These bubbles are formed as air dissolved in water. So these bubbles are formed when the air which is present in the water is dissolved. Okay, so from this activity we come to know that air is present in water. Okay, so here is one more activity to show that air is present in the soil. Okay, so here for this activity again we need soil, we need one beaker. Okay, shall we start this activity? Yes. So for this activity we take some dry soil in a beaker. So you should take dry soil in a beaker and add water to the beaker. You should add some water to the beaker and stir the soil. Okay, so you took one beaker, you added soil and even you added water, and after adding water, what you should do? you should stir the soil and the water with a glass rod for a while. So by using a rod, you should stir it. Okay. We will see the bubbles coming out of the soil. Okay. While doing this, we will see the bubbles which are coming out of the soil, isn't it? So these bubbles are of the air which was present in spaces between the soil with water. Okay. Then water enters the spaces between the soil particles and expels the air present there. Okay. This expelled air is seen in the form of bubbles coming out from the soil. So from this activity, what we come to know? We come to know that the air is present even in the soil also. Okay. So next, how is the oxygen in the atmosphere replaced? So how the oxygen in the atmosphere is replaced? Okay. So for this, I will tell you, animals and plants use oxygen, isn't it? So what they will do during respiration and release? So what they will do, plants use oxygen from the air during respiration and release carbon dioxide in the air, isn't it? But green plants also release oxygen gas by using carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, isn't it? So thus animals and plants help each other in exchange of gases in the atmosphere. Okay. So here plants, animals, we are all like it. This shows that the interdependence of plants and animals. Okay. Okay, fine. We can now even appreciate how important air is for life on earth. So we came to know the importance of air. Okay. So now let us see the properties of air. Okay. So the properties of air, as I said before, like it is colorless, isn't it? Air is colorless. It has no color and taste. Okay. The air will be having no color and even no taste. It is transparent, that is we can see through it, isn't it? So now at present here there is air present in between your computer like camera and me, then also I am visible to you all, isn't it? So how? Because air is transparent, isn't it? Air occupies space. Okay, so even the air occupies space. It fills all the space in a container which is otherwise empty and seems to be empty. Okay, and even air exerts pressure in all directions. Okay, so these are the properties of air. So we breathe in air and we breathe out air, isn't it? We inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. Though, like we inhale oxygen and carbon dioxide, but they are present in air. Yes, even air has weight. Okay, air has weight. So even air occupies space. Okay. We can fill air in many things, as you can see on the screen, like balloon, empty. So after filling the air, it looks like this. Okay. After filling air in the balloon, it blows. Even we can fill air in the ball. Okay. So before the ball, without air, the ball will be like this, and after filling the air, the ball will be like this. Okay. And even tire also. Absence of air, the tire will be like this, and in the presence of air, the tire will be like this. Okay. Air is also used in these things. Okay. Where the air is used, like to blow the bubbles, we use air. To burn the fire, we use air, isn't it? Yes, and here even hot air balloon we use, and even windmill also. Okay. Yes. So now let us see the causes of air pollution. So as you can see the images, how the air is polluted. Okay. So by smoke from vehicles, air will be polluted, isn't it? From smoke from vehicles, and even plastic bags also causes air pollution. Okay. And even smoking also causes air pollution. Okay. Even smoke from factories also causes air pollution. Okay. So we know how the air is polluted. So now let us see how we can reduce air pollution. Okay. So for this, what we should do? We should encourage everyone to do carpool. Okay. We should encourage everyone to do carpool, and even we should use paper bags or jute bags instead of using plastic bags. Okay. By doing this, at least we can reduce air pollution. Okay. And even by planting more trees, we can reduce the air pollution, isn't it? As much as possible, we should plant more trees. By this, we can reduce air pollution, okay? And even we can get pollution check of your vehicle, okay? Always we should check we should check pollution of our vehicle. For this, so by doing this, we can reduce air pollution, okay? So even we can see few more uses of air, like air helps in the movement of sailing yacht, sliders, parachutes and aircrafts, isn't it? Here the air will help to move, isn't it? And even air also helps in dispersal of seeds and pollens of flowers. Okay, so here again air takes important role. Okay, here air also helps in dispersal of seeds and pollens of flowers. Okay, compressed air is used in tires of vehicles. Okay, here also we can use air. Okay, nitrogen is used on a larger scale to manufacture fertilizers. Okay, so here even nitrogen is used on a large scale to manufacture fertilizers. Okay, winnowing is possible only because of the air, which we have learnt in the previous class, that is separation of substances, isn't it? There winnowing takes place only in the presence of air. Okay, even air is also useful for playing several musical instruments. Okay. Yes, even birds, bats and insects can fly due to the presence of air. Okay, even air is useful for birds, bats and even insects also. Okay, yes, and even air plays an important role in water cycle, as I said before, and even you learned in the previous class also. Okay, so here air also plays an important role in water cycle, and even windmills are also used to generate electricity. So because of this windmills, electricity is generated. This is possible because of air. Okay. So by knowing all this, what comes in our mind? Yes, we should stop polluting air, isn't it? We should stop the polluting air, that is stop air pollution. Okay. Yes. So this is all about air around us. I hope you all enjoyed this class. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me through WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you.